Another interview so soon? That's right, What the Flick viewers, we got another one for you, and it's a good one. A few weeks ago, I sat down with triple threat director, writer, and producer Chris Weitz, who got his start co-directing the 1999 hit American Pie with his brother Paul, then went on to direct the great movie About a Boy, based on the book by Nick Hornby, starring Hugh Grant. After that, Weitz got tapped to direct mega-budget tentpoles like 2007's The Golden Compass, and in 2009, the latest installment of the ultra-successful Twilight series. So it might have surprised people when Weitz decided to go small-budget and intimate for his next film, A Better Life, which tells the story of Carlos, an undocumented gardener played by Demian Bashir, and his efforts to create a better future for his American-born teenage son by buying his boss's pickup truck and starting his own landscaping business. But when the truck is stolen, it sends Carlos and his son, played by Jose Julian, on a quest across Los Angeles to get it back. You can see my review of A Better Life on What the Flick by clicking the annotation below or looking in the info section of this video. Chris and I talked about the challenges and rewards of making a movie about illegal immigrants, what he hopes Republicans get out of the film if they see it, and movies that were influential in his life. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope that you enjoy my new show, Rethink Reviews, which is going to be starting out on the TYT network this July. So I was reading in the press kit, you were saying that, you know, this movie, it's not just kind of for the audience, but it's also for, you know, the people it represents and all the people who helped you and like the people at Homeboy Industries, and kind of wondering what it's like to have that added pressure of not just trying to make an entertaining, engaging movie, but also to have that and also the pressure of, you know, this much maligned group that so many people seem to be attacking.
Well, it is a responsibility I take very seriously. I mean, we got a lot of help on this movie. I think that's the big theme of this movie for me, was as a director learning to listen to people and to ask for help. And, you know, one of the first things I did was to go to Father Gregory Boyle at Homeboy Industries, which is a gang intervention program in East Los Angeles, and he gives jobs to gang members who want to come in out of the cold. And so there are, you know, we had guys from Homeboys working in our crew. We cast our gang members from ex-gang members who had been in Homeboy Industries. We got advice from high school kids from the after-school program at Legacy LA. And I feel a tremendous debt of gratitude to them. And we owe it to them not to demonize them, which I think the script succeeds in doing, but also to the very hard-working people who, you know, bring us our food and take it away, who take care of our children, you know, manicure our gardens, make life easier for us in general, and who are doing no more or no less than what a lot of our forefathers did when they came to this country. And so it's only half of the picture if we're just preaching to the choir of people who already you know, have a heart for these people. It's really important to me that somebody from that background might go and see this movie and feel like this movie has been made for me. I feel like this is accurate, and I've been paid respect.
And speaking of you know, not wanting to just, you know, preach to the choir, I mean, are there plans to roll this out in like Arizona and Alabama? And you know, if for kind of conservatives and teabaggers, like what would you hope they would take away from seeing a movie like this?
Well, to take away assumes that they would go to it in the first place. I would hope that they would go to it. What they take away is that, you know, the people that we're talking about are actually human beings, not just numbers, not just threats. The vast majority are of Hispanic immigrants in America are law-abiding, except for one major exception, church-going, responsible, hard-working, family-loving people. I saw an interesting T-shirt in East LA the other day, who would Jesus deport? And so the question really becomes one of identification and whether we see these people as the other or whether we can see something of ourselves in them. And I think that, you know, in large part this is really just a movie about a father's love for his son and what he's willing to do to make his life better. And it's what I would do in the same situation. So to get a sense of the universality of this issue.
You know, in terms of the idea of a movie like this possibly, changing people's opinions and everything. I'm always kind of curious about, when you were younger, starting out, do you remember like movies that you saw that really changed the way you thought about a group of people, or maybe just an issue that maybe you were on the other side of, and it's like, oh, there's another side to this? If there's anything that kind of jumps out in your mind.
Star Wars. I was very pro-Empire until I saw Star Wars, and then I realized their evil plans. Joking aside, I think an example of a film that can really make a tremendous impact is The Killing Fields. I think most people went to that movie not knowing that a country called Cambodia actually existed, and after they saw that film, it was undeniable that not only did it exist, but that something terrible had gone on there, and that they had to understand it from that point onwards. And I think it actually provoked a shift in the way that people dealt with that country. Now that's an extraordinary sort of Titanic film. There are all kinds of films that you can look at that can change people's minds. I mean, obviously the film that this sort of nods to is The Bicycle Thieves, the De Sica movie. And I think that asked for some sympathy for poor people in post-war Italy. But you could look at something like Kramer versus Kramer, which takes a very sort of hot-button issue, which was divorce at that time and broken families, and by talking about it, by concentrating on it, by actually just pointing a camera at it, provoked a national discussion which is a lot more informed than the one that had preceded it.
Paul Witt, I was in the press notes, he was saying like the film has no political agenda, and although I'm kind of wondering, I mean, maybe just in the hyper politicized realm we're in now, where it seems that Republicans, I think, are trying to politicize everything,
right.
that they don't like, is just the idea of looking at these kind of sort of underappreciated people who aren't given much attention, like. Is it hard to avoid this sort of political aspect of, I mean, because I'm sure the GOP would say, like, well, you're supposed to demonize them. They're monsters.
Right. Well, I think it's hard to point a camera at someone without showing sympathy for them. And I think it's certainly, in that regard, we're sympathetic towards Demian Bichir's character, especially because of the amazing performance that he gives. But as well, the camera takes in all sorts of sides of the question. There are ICE enforcement officers and cops who are not portrayed as bad guys. They're just doing their job. And I understand the other side of the issue as well. There are scary things. These are scary things to people living on the border in Arizona and Texas. No matter where you come down on things, I think that that a more honest assessment of the elements at play in this question can only help. And right now there are people who are being talked about in the third person and as numbers and statistics, and this gives you a chance to see them close up and to understand a bit more who we're talking about.
And real quick, so you mentioned the Bicycle Thieves as an influence, and I was really kind of struck by the movie, just kind of how tense it is, and normally this kind of thing is like, oh, there's a suitcase of money, or there's the secret files, and this is like this kind of slow kind of happening in slow motion as they have to take buses and are walking around. And I was wondering if there were any like kind of like crime story or detective story movies that you used as reference in this.
Well, not really, because that's kind of not my genre, but I have to say that the script is kind of written like a thriller more than anything else. Even though it's, it seems to be a very intimate kind of tone piece, it really, like, the unexpected happens often, and things don't go quite the way that you think they're going to go. It's maybe a heist movie in reverse or something, and it's a lot more like a thriller than anybody would expect.